My name is Scott, and I took my makeup off because I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to ask you the questions the show started with, and I want to see what you'd have to tell me now. Now, here we go. Question number one. If you couldn't see, would that mean you'd have to stay in your house and you could never go out and do things with your friends? No! If you couldn't hear, would that mean if your class went on a field trip someplace, you would have to stay home? No! If you were in a wheelchair, would that mean you couldn't go down the end of the street and talk with your friends? No! How about this? If you couldn't talk, if you couldn't speak, how could you tell someone something you had to tell them? You can't talk, but you've got to tell somebody something. Raise your hands because there's more than one answer. Give me one answer, yes. You could write it down. What else could you do? Yes. You could use sign language. What else could you do? Yes. What could you do? Yes, that's it. Well, okay, hands down. Well, I have to tell you something, that when I was growing up until right now, I have a speech problem that sometimes makes it hard for me to say my words. I talk the best in front of you, especially with this microphone around my head, because I feel powerful. Everywhere else I don't speak this well. Back when I was growing up, all through high school, I talked like this. Kids used to chase me, take my lunch, push me downstairs, all that stuff. Just because I couldn't talk like they did, they didn't know why, and they never asked. Well, some days I got so cranky, I did not know what to do. But before I tell you what I did, I'm going to see what you might do. I was walking down the hallway at school one day, and this kid came up from behind me and said, "Hey, Scott, you going to try to talk today?" They were acting sort of mean. They were acting sort of like a, yeah, sort of, but I didn't even know what that word meant back then. I still don't, but that's okay. But yeah, you know, and before I tell you what I did, I'm going to ask you guys. Ready? You're walking down the hallway. Somebody comes up from behind you and says something that hurts your feelings. What could you do at that moment? Now, you want to stay out of trouble. You don't want to even get the other kid in trouble. You want to see if you can solve somehow something right now. What sorts of things might you do? Yes. Okay, you know it's not a bad idea. Sometimes you forget that. Say stop. They just might. Yes. You may have to go tell somebody, but before you go there, what else might you do? Okay, that wasn't nice. Maybe they were joking. They didn't really know that. Yes. You could walk away. Excellent. What else? Oh, you could ignore them. Hey, yes. Hey, you know, that's probably the best one so far. You could talk to them. Hands down, please. Those are all excellent answers. I didn't do any of those. What I did, unfortunately, I turned and I ran down the hallway really fast. Are you supposed to run in school? No. I was yelling at the top of my lungs. You're supposed to run and yell? And then I was banging on the lockers. Are you supposed to run, bang on the lockers, and yell? No. Oh, I was in so much trouble, and it didn't. And then the principal was coming out of her office carrying her lunch. Blam! Ravioli wallpaper. It was terrible. And when she woke up days later, I was in so much trouble. Unbelievable. But here I am, covered with tomato sauce and raviolis. And I hear a voice say, "Wow, look at that tomato sauce." And I turn, and I can't see anybody. I go, "Okay, it's okay." And a voice says, "Oh, look at those raviolis." And I turn around, I still don't see anybody anywhere. And finally a voice says, "Looks like you could use a friend." I turn around, and there he was. Only this high, hiding behind the garbage pail. He came out, new kid in school, had never been in school before. This was his first day in school. I didn't know him, he didn't know me. But he saw that I was in big, and he wanted to do something that I call saving somebody's day. He saw me really in trouble. He didn't even know me, but he knew something was up. He wanted to somehow help me. Let me ask you the second question. How about you walking down the hallway with your friend? Somebody says something to your friend, not you, your friend. What could you say? Because your friend looks like they're almost going to cry because the other kid has walked away. The other kid said something and left. Now it's just you and your friend. How are you going to help your friend? What could you say to your friend to help them? It's okay. Yeah. Forget about it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yes. Move on. Let's be happy. Move on is always what I try to do. Yes. You give somebody your favorite animal. Wow. Especially a bat. Bats always work for me. Yes. Yes. You could, or you could tell your friend to, hey, let's go outside and let's go get an ice cream. Always works for me. Guess what? That's what I call saving somebody's day. Both hands up. Both hands down. I gotta tell you something. Yes, I remember those kids that call me names. Yes, I remember those kids like it was yesterday. I can remember what they wore, what I was wearing, what I had for lunch that day. But you know what I remember more than that? The kids that saved my day. They were there when I needed them. They were there when I had to have somebody help me. So take this hand with a wave, with a pat on the back, with an offer of your help, with a, hey, let's go outside and play a game. You can save somebody's life by being there when they need you, and they're going to remember you forever. And to prove it, how good you can do and how much you can do in only a few minutes, both hands up, please. Oh, okay, I'll move back. Both hands up, both hands down. You have been so good so far, and you've been so nice to me. Because see, back in those days, if you were all there, all 400 of you, walking behind me, and saying all those things you said about stopping, listening, telling somebody how you feel, telling someone that that hurts, offering somebody your favorite bat, whatever it is. But if you can do this, you can do all those other things. This is my famous 4-minute mind lesson. Both hands down. Let's take your food hand, put it in front of your face and freeze it. Now come up from behind your hands and say, how you doing? With your top hand, bottom hand, come out and say, how you doing? Top hand, bottom hand, come out and say, how you doing? Shake hands up. When you go home this afternoon, if your mom or your dad or whoever is the official greeter that comes up and says, welcome home. Your room has been all cleaned, supper's on the table, and I'll do your homework as soon as I can. They'll probably come up to you and say, hey, mister, what's that cookie stuff behind your food ear? And all you, yeah, I know. And then all you gotta do is sit in the middle of the kitchen floor, smile like you've been perfect the majority of your life up until this afternoon. Ready? Ready, smile. Take your food hand. This is a test. Do this right and you shall graduate. Ready? Go! See, that's what I learned in school today. Now, if you can do that for me in 3 minutes, that proves to me the next time you are having a really bad day, next time you're getting cranky, or next time you see somebody in trouble, do not be a bystander and just watch. Move in. Stand up for something and help somebody. And you can change their life by, raise his hand, a wave, a handshake, an offer of your help, a hey, let's go outside and play a game, or let's go get low-fat yogurt. Okay, ready? Lap, lap, for now, put it back in the pocket. Guys, both hands up. Well, last time, both hands folded, both hands in your lap. I gotta tell you that this is what I do this for. I do this probably, and honestly, I started doing mine because I was afraid to speak. I was afraid to talk on stage. And one day I had to. One day I had to say something to somebody, and I took my makeup off, just like I did, and I found out, up here I am fine. Up here I can talk. Everywhere else, not quite as good. But I'm here because what you just did for me. And you know what it is. You were not a bystander. You stood next to me. That's all I ever need. That's all anybody ever needs. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
How about another round of applause for Mr. Cannon?